Stanton is nice and relaxed right now, and that is probably not going to be the case here in about 20 seconds. When his guardian takes him out for walks, he does not perform very well on walks. He's kind of hunting for other dogs and is on high alert. He also, and I always ask what the dog's energy level and demeanor is inside the place before we leave. And in Stanton's case, he gets very excited. So I'm going to have you go through the normal process that you do. Go ahead. When you're going to take him out for a walk. Now, how excited is he compared to normal?
Pretty tame. He's usually like jumping around enough that it's hard for me to even leash him.
Okay. So basically what I'm thinking is going on is the work we've already put in is already starting to have a benefit from him. Mm-hmm. So I'm going to have you go ahead and take the leash off. Okay. And you can put all your stuff, all your accoutrement back.
And typically he's clawing at the door.
Yeah, he's just super excited to go out. All right, so now let's put your keys down, and let's go back in the living room and grab a seat. All right, so typically what happens is when we're getting ready to go for a walk, again, we go through certain things that the dog indicates the dog we're about to go for a walk, and that's what gets them all excited. The dog's energy before you walk is the same energy they're going to have on the walk. So if he's in a frenzied state before you actually leave, that's what you're going to have on your walk. It's not going to be very much fun. So what I do is when I put I want to have a very measured way of putting my dog on a leash. So I go through all the procedures except for, you don't do it, but a lot of people will narrate. Who wants to go for a walk? You're for a walkie. Let's go for a walkie. Then the dog gets all batshit crazy. So we're not going to narrate anything. We're going to go through the same process. Now when you go ahead, there we go. Go ahead and get up and do it again. Keep walking. I'll give you some direction. Now as soon as you pass him, if he passes you, then you're going to turn around. We don't tell him no. I don't believe in punishing dogs, but I do believe in consequences. So as soon as he walks in front, he's saying, hey, I know where we're going, follow me. You have to prove to him he doesn't know where you're going. So now what we do is we wait for him to settle down. Now he's pretty subdued right now. This is not as bad as he normally gets. You might have to sit and wait 2 or 3 minutes before he gets relaxed. Now one little sidebar, something that you might want to do, for most people, they only leash their dog up when they go for a walk, which seems pretty logical. But what that becomes is a trigger for the dog. When the leash comes out, excitement! And most humans misinterpret excited for happy. Dog can be excited, or it can be happy. And it can be both of those. But a lot of times, the dog is excited and it's not necessarily happy, it's just overexcited, but it's an unbalanced state of mind. So let's go ahead and go through the process again. As soon as he passes you, you're going to turn around. You're not going to say anything, you're just going to turn around. You made it, I think, one step further this time. Grab a seat. And just push on the edge. There you go. I always try to say off first. Now, if he comes and sits there, I would hiss at him. Don't hold your hand there. It's his job to restrain himself, not yours. See how that moved him away? All right, so he's nice and relaxed. Let's go ahead and walk again. Look what happened. He stayed behind you the whole time. So this is the first, I like amazing. This is the first stage. Now, second stage, go ahead and grab your thing that you put around your neck. And go ahead and grab your keys. He's excited, but not overly, not bordering out of control. Okay, now go ahead and put the leash back. Put all your stuff back, and we're going to abort. And we're going to talk about this because it's going to be a long video. We'll probably have to do this in stages. But basically what you want to do is communicate to the dog as soon as you get overexcited, what you're excited about stops happening. So what happens eventually is he realizes, oh, so when I get excited, that was great. That was a great way of disagreeing. You saw it coming beforehand, so instead of telling him no after the fact, you disagreed in act. But always better before or during. So what he's going to realize is every time I get excited, I stop us from going for a walk. Oh, well, then I'll stop getting so excited. Now, what I would recommend that you do is go through the process, and this is something I started earlier, go through the process a couple times a day of putting him on a leash, get all your stuff on, and then put it all back, and then sit down. So you have a minute in your day, just it'll take you a minute to do. Well, then it's called desensitizing. Then he understands, well, if every time that the leash comes out doesn't necessarily mean that we're going for a walk. So the first stage is just to walk over to where your leash is, and he's not allowed to walk in front of you. Second stage, and this is why I had you abort there, is as soon as he starts bouncing around and getting excited, I put everything away and then return to a sit, wait for him to return like this. And this is a long video, so we're going to stop here in a second. You're not going to do it now. But then you would get up right now and go through the process again. You might have to grab the leash 5 or 10 times before you can actually get it all the way to connected to his collar, and he stays calm. And then when you get to the door, you have a completely calm dog. That's the balanced mindset that you're going to have on a walk, which is going to mean that he's going to listen to you a lot better. He's not going to be all keyed up, and you're not going to have all the problems with the other dogs that you encounter like you have now. That's how we get our dog ready for a walk and keep him under control.